Hey everybody, welcome back. Thanks for taking the time to watch Hello Good Game. Today we're farming, playing the standard event. We've got a great deck to show you guys. We're going to showcase a great way to track how much you will be earning on your time spent farming to see if it's worth it for you, because we definitely don't want you spending gold on things that are less valuable than just buying packs straight up. So if you're looking to farm, we need to be making net positive gains, and that is a lot to encapsulate and really become aware of just looking at the game user face. You get 7 wins divided by this, and then spend, that's a lot to get into. But don't worry, we've got spreadsheets for you guys today, so we're gonna break it all down. All you need to do is use Magic the Gathering Arena Assistant, available for free in the Overwolf link in the description below. Use this and it will allow you to track your deck win rate. And this is probably the most beneficial or crucial part to farming. No matter which event you're farming, whether it's standard, you're playing drafts, so on and so forth, you need to know your win rate for each specific game mode. You can easily track this through Magic the Gathering Arena Assistant, again, available for free in the description via the Overwolf link. Check it out, install it, and then once you get to start tracking your win rate, and specifically I want you playing the deck that we focus on and showcase today, import it into your game, play some matches within the play queue, try to get your win rates established, right? Maybe you play 5-10 matches to kind of find a relative percentage that's close to home base or where it should be. And then you can enter that percentage into our farming calculator that we have for you guys today. Again, that's going to be available for you in the description below. We'll pull that up in a second and showcase it. We enter our win rate percentage in that. It will show us, the net gains of what we'll receive in the event based on those wins. And from here, we can project out forward our general gold that we'll, be able to farm per day, per week, per month, based on our individual time that we have to commit to farming. So farming is just a great way to not only stockpile gold for the next set to utilize into drafts, right? But we can now, once we are doing those drafts in the next set, farm gems, and that's a whole nother video. We're not going to get into that, but then you can utilize those gems to play sealed matches or just more drafts and go infinite that way. So that's a lot of fun, but it all starts here in farming the standard events. Again, not only for gold, but we're going to get individual card rewards, or IRCs. And now you can see if we get 0 wins, we'll get 3 uncommon IRCs, right? So these are cards that you won't have in your collection, which is pretty cool. So it's just a great way to start filling your collection. 3 uncommons might not seem like a lot, but most of my free-to-play decks do focus, on uncommons. And, if you move up the ranks, you're getting more gold, the same amount of cards for the majority of the time. But once you do get to 5 wins, and now this is where it all really starts to become worth it, you're going to get at least 1 rare and 2 uncommons. And that rare, in my opinion, is worth about 800 to 900 gold. So, when you are entering an event that costs you 500 gold, you're gaining 600 gold back. Plus you get a rare worth 800, you're really beginning to make some net gains and progress forward within, growing and completing your collection. And this moves all the way up to 1,000 gold and 3 cards, which will be 2 rares and an uncommon. So very, very good bang for your buck here. And again, it is unlikely to run 7 wins every single time, but when we gain data, the more data we have, the more accurate it will be. We can really fine tune our average win rate to, maybe it's that 4.5 that we get to. And, sometimes we only get 3 wins, but sometimes we get 6 and 7 wins. So the more data you have, the more accurate it will be. So with that being said, let me pull up our spreadsheet here that we have for you guys. And this is just some general Magic the Gathering farming projections. I'll have a link for this in the description below. The only thing you need to enter in this whole complex spreadsheet is your win rate right here. And of course, don't enter it in my win rate. Hit file, and then you will want to save a version of this right here via make a copy, and then you can save it in your own Google Drives, and then, you know, not everybody will be editing the same one, which, I mean, it's fine. There's only one box to fill in, so it's really easy just to take a look and move on. But if you want to, you know, track that win rate over time, then you probably do want your own copy of it. So just go File, make a copy, save it as something on your computer or in your Google Drives, and you'll be able to open that later. And yeah, again, the only thing you need to worry about is right here. Enter your win rate, 55%. That's what I'm going to use as the example win rate here. And then this is for best of 1. And then, you know, below we do have the best of 3. So when we look at the different events, today we're focusing on standard constructed, which is best of 1, just the standard event. If we have a 55% win rate, every time we play, we are looking at an average of 500 gold earned, you know, 2.4 uncommons, 0.53 rares, because there is still a chance that the uncommons upgrade themselves, and 0.08 mythics, because that upgrade through Mythic still exists, which is pretty cool. And then our net gold is negative 24. So this is really good. I know it looks like you're losing gold and moving backwards, but you are not only getting, you know, 2.4 uncommons, half a rare, and 1/10 of a mythic every time. I think that's very good for 24 gold, right? If there was an option in the store that you could just go in and for 24 gold, you got 2.4 uncommons, 0.5 rare, and 0.10 mythics, I would be dumping my gold into that so hard, right? So even though the net is negative, overall, it's still positive. You're still making really good gains and much better and more efficient gains than you would be buying packs, right? When we buy a pack, we get a guaranteed 1 rare, and the pack is 1,000 gold, right? So for 50 gold, we're getting that rare. So it's much, much cheaper, but again, you can't just click wins, right? Unless you're playing the decks that we're going to showcase today and tomorrow, right? But it takes a little bit of time is what I mean to say. So there's an investment, a trade-off, if you will. So it goes from, you know, money to time, and there's a balancing act that you'll do between the two. So again, enter your win rate once you've played a bunch of matches in the play queue, and then you'll feel confident or not if you think it's worth it to go ahead and start farming. And again, you can just practice with the deck until you can get your win rate up high enough that you're like, okay, this is really worth it. If I play 2 of these events every day throughout the season, which is like, or the set, which is 90 days or whatever, I'll be able to collect this much gold towards my next set. And if you are looking for more information on just general farming strategies and going through the numbers and how much gold you can actually get through different time inputs, I've got farming guides. Check those out. They're easily findable. And yeah, so with that being said, if you do find any value within the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more content, and of course, share it out to a friend. So let's get right into our first farming deck. And you know we're going back to mono red. The last farming video I did was mono red, but we've got new cards. The old list is a little bit outdated. And today, we're here to showcase 100% banger for you guys. So this deck is fine-tuned to best of 1 farming. Tomorrow's video will be fine-tuned to best of 3 farming, just so we're filling the cup of everybody involved, because I know some people love best of 1, other people can't stand it. So we're trying to appease everyone here. And, you know, mono red aims to kill your opponent as quickly as possible. And in my opinion, farming is about balancing the time to money, like we talked about. And if you can get an aggro deck that gets wins really quickly and really consistently, this is much better for that equation than a control deck that still wins lots, but the matches take a long time. So, you know, the event goes to 7 wins. So if every match takes an hour, that's 7 hours per event. Whereas maybe these aggro decks could be as low as 40 minutes an event, right? So, you know, you can stack in 4, 5, 6 plus events in the time that you would do 1 as a control deck. So that's why I really recommend that you farm with an aggro deck. Again, if you're not really looking to farm a whole collection and just get a little bit of gold and you hate losing, sure, play your control. Give us something of a challenge as the aggro players in the queue. But I find that your best bet, again, is to do the aggro decks because the repetition of them as it is at an expedited rate, and you can just get more gold with your time. So, getting into the deck here finally. We've got 4 copies of Fervent Champion, a 1/1 with first strike and haste. Whenever it attacks another target attacking knight we control, will receive +1/+0 until end of turn. Equip abilities that you activate to target the champion will cost 3 less to activate. The only thing that we will equip to the Fervent Champion is our Embercleave, and of course the equip cost on this is 3, so it will equip to the champion for free. The Embercleave is a 6-drop with flash, costing 1 less to cast for each attacking creature we control. And when Embercleave enters the battlefield, attach it to a target attacking, or sorry, just target creature we control. It doesn't have to be attacking. And the equipped creature gets +1/+1, double strike, and trample, which is really cool. So you can already see the strategy of the deck if you're unfamiliar. You'd have to be brand new to the game to be unfamiliar to the red deck wins strategy. But you go wide with creatures, you slam Embercleave in, and you hit for just an ungodly amount of damage. Into our creature base again, we have another 1/1 within Fireblade Charger. As long as it's equipped, it will have haste. So it could come down to our Embercleave being attached to something, that creature being removed, and then Embercleave stays in play just unequipped. If we don't have a champion to put it onto for free, we can put it onto our Charger, and then when our Charger, it will have haste, for 4 mana, pretty cool. And also when it dies, it will deal a little bit extra damage to any target. So when the Fireblade Charger dies, it deals damage to equal to its power to any target. And obviously the Embercleave will push that power up. And we've got actually a couple other ways to push up the power as well. Fear of the Bitten for 1, an aura. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2 and attacks each combat if able. Attacking each combat if able, supposed to be a downside. It's not for us. That's our main objective, is to smash in every single turn. So the Bitten is really, really good here. Again, it can go on the Charger, making it a 3/3. It attacks each turn if able. If they block it and kill it, they take another 3 damage. So you can see just how high the potential output is here for damage. Of course, we've got 4 copies of Shock as an additional reach spell, dealing 2 damage to any target at instant speed. Only remove high priority creatures with this that stop your attackers, or things like the Lotus Cobra, which your opponent won't use to block. Otherwise, keep the shocks ready. They can be comboed in at instant speed with Fervent Champion's First Strike to keep it alive. It can also be used to surprise your opponent late game by just doing that extra little bit of reach damage in onto them to close out the match. We have a single copy of the Shatterskull Smashing and the Hammer Pass. Hammer Pass in tapped unless we pay 3 life, obviously, as the Bolt land. And then at sorcery speed for 2+X, dealing X damage divided as we choose among 2 creatures and or planeswalkers. If it's 6 or more, we're going to double that damage. So a decent removal spell, and obviously a great land if we don't have it. But if you're pulling your 5th and 6th land, this is the one you want to pull, so you can actually begin to utilize it as a little bit of more removal. 3 copies of Robber of the Rich, a 2/2 with reach and haste. Whenever it attacks, if the defending player has if the defending player has more cards in hand than you, you're going to exile a card from their library. If it's a non-land permanent, you can actually play that card anytime you attack with a rogue by spending any color of mana to cost it. So this is just absolutely amazing disruption, especially against, you know, those control decks, even other aggro decks. There's nothing like casting someone else's shock. Is amazing. Such a good feeling. So Robber of the Rich is honestly right now one of my favorite red creatures, and it goes in any deck that utilizes red right now. 4 copies of Chandra's Pyreling, and now this is where things really start to heat up. A 1/3, and whenever a source we control deals non-combat damage to an opponent, the Pyreling gets +1/+0 and gains double strike until end of turn. We have the Fireblade Charger. When it dies, it will deal damage to the opponent. We have the Shock that can deal damage directly to the opponent. We have our Bonecrusher Giant up next through Stomp that can deal damage directly to the opponent. That is an instant speed for 2. Damage can't be prevented this turn. Again, dealing 2 damage to any target. The Giant's a 4/3, and when it becomes the target of a spell, it will deal 2 damage to that spell's controller. So if they target the Giant while the Pyreling is in play, you know, this is another form of non-combat damage, pushing it up, which is quite cool. We've Slaying Fire, which is really, really cool as well. Another form of non-combat damage for the Pyreling. 3 damage to any target. It has Adamant, meaning if we use all 3 red mana to cast this spell, it's going to deal 4 damage instead. Obviously, it's a mono red deck. That's all we have. So Slaying Fire, dealing 4 damage to any target. Decent. Also triggering the Pyreling. Of course, we have to have 4 copies of Anax Hardened in the Forge. Its power is equal to our devotion to red, and its toughness is 3. Whenever it or another creature we control dies, create a 1/1 satyr that cannot block. Also, if that creature's power was 4 or greater, create 2 satyrs. Anax is really cool because you can play an Anax on top of an Anax, in which case they both exist, and they will both be, because the devotion on each of them is 2, a 4/3 if that's all you have. And the abilities will trigger because you have to sacrifice 1, and the ability will trigger on both of them. So you'll actually, by playing an Anax on an Anax, get 4 satyr tokens, which is pretty cool. 2 copies of Phoenix of Ash, a 2/2 with flying and haste. We can pay 3 to give it +2/+0 until end of turn. Escape for 4, exiling 3 other cards from our graveyard. Phoenix of Ash escapes with a +1/+1 counter on it. So, you know, this is really good if there's any removal because it comes back. It's good against the mill because now you just have access to it from the grave. And, you know, it has evasion through flying and haste. The Phoenix of Ash is an amazing card right now. And of course, we already talked about Embercleave. We do have 17 mountains to go with the deck and 4 Castle Embereths in which we can tap for 4, giving all of our creatures +1/+0. There's no Torbrand in the deck. You know, I'm trying to do my best to trim the amount of rares and mythics within the decks while still keeping them extremely competitive. So this is what we end up with. It's a little bit all over the place, but once you watch these matches and begin to play it yourself, you'll see just how powerful it is and how fun it is not to rely on a single 4-drop within your deck to get the job done, and then just have more things that are super strong and super consistent. So this was the deck pick to our farming deck of mono red in Zendikar Rising. You know, we're looking forward to Kaladime, I believe. I don't even want to begin to pronounce it. I've looked at it once, right? The Vikings. That's why we're growing out the beard, right? Vikings, then werewolves. By the time we get to werewolves, you guys, woof. So again, if you found any value within the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more content. We're going to get into playing the gameplay right now, which is the you know, standard event. If my computer will load, here we go. It's 500 gold to enter. Let's see how we make out. We're going to choose our deck. We're playing with the deck we just showcased, and let's rip. Gave me a warning, which I did not appreciate. I should have read that warning better. I think it was warning us that there's no sideboard, but we're not playing traditional, so there's no need for a sideboard. And you know, when you are farming, it's much like pushing rank, and in my opinion, maybe even more important than pushing rank, because rank is temporary, collection is forever. That's one thing I really want to get across to you guys, because I see so many people just pushing rank when they're new to the game, struggling, kind of getting fed up. But it just comes down to, you know, rank is temporary, collection is forever. Yes, you get some packs for having a decent rank at the end of the season, but it's not that much of an increase from platinum to mythic, right? You get like another cosmetic and one more pack or something. So play some farming, right? Hit up the standard event, hit up the traditional standard event, which is what we'll focus on tomorrow. We've got a whole nother deck for you guys, which will be really fun to get you guys rolling. So I don't think we really need to play our smashing. We can just sit on it and hopefully use it as removal. We'll go in with the mountain. And now we hold up our giant. We're holding that smashing because any land we draw can be played before it. Normally I would only pay life for the smashing if it was our first or second land. Probably wouldn't keep a hand if it was our only card in hand, but if we had one land and the smashing, then we bricked. I could go for it. Alright, so let's try to pull out a counter spell here so we can play Anax uncontended. Right, try and have them spend their mana. Bleep bloop blop. Rogues. Can't escape them, I guess, eh? So Phoenix of Ash should go in the air. Can attack. Basically uncontended. Bleep bloop blah. Let's get Anax in first. I like the Phoenix. I want to play it, but they didn't have mana to flash in a flyer. It would have just been the Enforcer. The Mauling, not great. That takes us to 3, but their mana spent. So we could do 2 damage with the smashing, not enough. We do have the cleaves getting kind of ready. There's nothing going to attack and we can't block anyway, so let's just take our 1 damage. I mean, if we could just cleave Anax, I'm happy. Four cards in hand for them. The good thing about it being best of 1, we don't have to play another match against these rogues, right? I'm gonna attack. I'm sure there's a flash block. If they tap their mana, we can cleave. We also have Bonecrusher Giant to smash stuff with. They're looking at our grave, which is unsettling. Turn down the brightness a little bit. I noticed last time I held my hand up, it was like I was glowing. So let's take the damage, if they're not going to do anything. And just let them counter our Bonecrusher Giant. Right? Or they're removing Anax. Countering the Giant so it can't enter play. I'm gonna pay 3 life for this. Just so we can try to get them to spend mana on their turn. Through the Stomp again. If they try to flash in an Enforcer as well, that's where that's gonna be most beneficial, I think. There's also a Xerath Sand in here, which is gonna be disgusting. That's probably why they were looking at our grave, so... Oof. I guess we should have, in hindsight, got that Phoenix in play to stop Xerath. No, it doesn't look like it. Okay. But we do know it's coming. Right? I can feel it. Just, it's there somewhere. So the cleave costs 6, we have 5. You know, reducing it by 2, potentially 3. Oof. That's a goddamn nightmare. Cancel. Let's hold it. Maybe there's something else too. Our turn now, so let's toss in the step. A little bit of two-step here. We'll have 3 attackers, which is only 5. This cleave is not going to work. If they counter it, we lose. I don't want them just to chump block the Satyr token and gain 6 life. That's heartbreaking. Please don't counter me. Okay. On to the Satyr token it goes. Not as bad as a counter, but still really gross considering what we're staring down the barrel of here. It's terrifying. Ouch, there goes our Slaying Fire. We definitely need another copy of that off the top. 2 cards in hand plus a borrower. This looks like we're off to a rough start, but you know, that's the real key component to knowing your win rate, knowing your projected outcomes, right? So it's like, oh, I lost the first game, I'm wasting my time, why did I even do this? No, 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 no. Go look at the sheet, look at the time that you have to play, continue tracking your stats, and it should be easy enough to get going. This is heartbreaking. Phoenix in the air with a shock to kill the scavenger. The Satyr can't block, even though I wish it could. It just goes to show that we should not have been worried about the Nighthawk Scavenger's block on the token, because when the cleave equipped, we could have had that 4 damage still go through. Are bad. Alright, this is actually a good game, right? Even if we do fry this thing, we're still getting hit for 8. Or 4 if we block 1, so. Good game, my friend. Let's try to get in there again. And when you do start playing the events, you know, the actual client will track your win rate for you, so you don't even have to go in and look at your decks. But when you are picking which deck you want to farm with, you know, just go into your stats and tools, and you know, here's all your win rates. Obviously, you pick the decks which you've played the most matches with, as you will be most familiar with the play lines within the meta. So 1 loss, and again, typically I'd be all worried about this. Oh, it's going to make a bad video. It happens, right? This is realistic, you guys, right? So again, keep track of your win rate, look at your farming projections through the spreadsheet, and I'll just try to be consistent with the amount you play. So if you have a certain win rate, commit to a schedule and try to keep to it as far as, like, you know, I farm 1 event every 2 days or whatever it happens to be. We're going first. Looks fine to me. Bingo, bango, bongo. First blood is about to be drawn. Fervent Champion is so sick. Oof, our opponent's playing slow. They are cracking their passage now, so we actually get a heads up as to what deck they're playing. It appears to be what I would say is Gruul Landfall. Just going all in here. Spending all of our mana every single turn to make sure we've got maximum damage output. They each push each other up here, so hitting for 6 total. Very tasty, and that's how quick you can win games with an aggro deck. And when you start to pile hundreds of these up, you can get really, really quick wins just like that. And that's going to make that farming process really friendly. Leaf blue blop, waiting for servers. A perfect time to remind you guys to like, comment, subscribe, share the channel out to your friends. We have 2 videos every single day on YouTube, and through those premieres, because they come out live, we're doing gem giveaways for everybody. So if you want some free gems, you know, we get to a certain amount of likes. Recently, I've been doing, when we get to 50 likes, I give out a 1,000 gem code to people, and we also have codes for packs, codes for individual cards. So come check out our YouTube lives, which again are every single day, 2 times a day at 6 a.m. Mountain Standard and 6 p.m. Mountain Standard, whatever your time conversion happens to be for that. I'm not too sure. And 3 lands. This time, instead of 2 champions, we have 2 chargers still sitting on a giant, which is fine, right? Like, if we can protect our lanes, get some chip damage in, cleave up, get more damage in, then have them remove it, get more damage in. And this champion off the top is sexy. It's too bad these chargers are not knights. Could you imagine? That would be absolutely incredible. So again, we're using our draw rates here to increase our win rate. I don't know if you guys seen that video. I do a whole video on how to increase your win rate in Magic the Gathering Arena. Check it out. I believe it is quite valuable. We have, you know, some big hits here. Wherever it goes, they die. Perfect. It's kind of lame with the Embercleave, but I'm still going to take the kill. Alright, take the kill, get the trample damage through. Right, we still got the 1 damage, which is all the damage it would have done anyways, without being blocked. The Pantheon, so that's disgusting. I don't want to play in all odds, is the thing. And this is a free equip to our champion, so there's no harm, no foul there. We're just still going to get that double strike, which is really nice. And I take the hit. Do we want to just... Yeah, we do. Let's not waste our giant just yet. Keep it in hand, right? I want to smash their next play so our attacking lanes can stay open. Gross. Taking our champion or the cleave? The champion. So we have 4, 5 land available. Let's pay 3 life here. Equip this to the top. That leaves us with a bunch of damage, and, you know, we can close the match out, I believe, right here. And quick, repeatable aggro wins for you guys via mono red in the standard event. So that's a, you know, a great showcase of why you stick through the hard times, because you know the outcome, because you're sure of your time being worth it. You know that, you know, on average you do make enough good plays and you win enough matches to consistently increase your collection at a rate that you're comfortable with via your time investment. And yeah, good times. So even when you do have a bad match, it really takes that blow away of like, oh, fuck this game. Like, You're just like, meh, it was one of those bad ones, and now I know that I'm bound to have a good one to, you know, balance out that win rate, which I know is semi-consistent. We're back at it again, Fervent Champion. Never give up. Never surrender. This guy reminds me of a Power Ranger. I'm not gonna lie. If we do a Power Ranger-based deck, I would love it. Pyreling in hand. 2 shocks. Oh. Aha! Stop it. And they spend mana on the champion. If they could just see. So the question becomes, do we want to give it double strike every turn? Or do we want to just go crazy this turn? Let's save one for next turn and sneak our Charger out. Because now if they kill the Charger, that's bad. Wow, this is awkward. Let's go for it. It's not good. They need to do something. And it needs to be on that Charger. Every minute they don't kill that Charger is just... Well, the exile would be good. If they exiled it, then I don't get the damage, right? Good for them. Nice. Down to 7. Okay, decent defender with the draw. And we get enough damage through. So we can put it to a... Yeah, he'll survive them. And they're tapped. Right, because they only deal 1 damage. Down to 5. We're close. Hopefully they got some good draws off that Master of Winds. Wow, they're generally tapped. I'll do them on 4 damage. Down to 1. Down to 1, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, another nice draw here. All we need is a damage. We have 1 shock at 2%. We have 1 slaying fire also at 2%. That is it. That's just the card we wanted. They need to exile this. Bonecrusher Giant, 4 of them in deck at 8.7%. Oh, spicy. Nice. Interesting. I mean, we're gonna get there. Definitely interesting play. If they come back and win with 1 life, straight give up. They can't attack. They can with the flyer. These guys can't attack. Down to 10. Interesting. They also can't defend. And we have the cleave. Okay, we don't have the cleave. Motherfucker! Look at them holding on, hey? Woo! We hit for another 4. They have to have an answer in hand is the thing. Like whatever that card is needs to be another bounce or an exile. What? They have a damage spell on the stack? That would be sick. If they shocked us while that was on the stack, I would die. All right, 75% win rate we're up to now, so it's looking a little bit better. And let's see where we fall. At this point, you know, 3 wins, I've beat my minimum, right? If I get the 3 wins every time, that's generally going to be a pretty good average, because you can always go higher than that. If I'm getting 4.5 wins a time, you know, then we're in a really good spot. So if I make it to 5 wins, I'm super happy. Everything's paid for itself and beyond. And now we know that, you know, we can go into the event and, you know, maybe you only get 3 wins and not be upset. And again, the more data you can get into that, the better it's going to be. We go first. Not a great hand, but not a bad hand. We have a question why we're running Shock in hand over Dragonfire. Dragonfire can't hit the opponent as non-combat damage for our Pyreling, which is a big focus of this deck. Bleed blue block, mono red in play. Let's smash in. Try them, you know, unpleasant. Pyreling in play. Let's sit on these Bonecrushers, get Anax out first for the cleave on it, and then hopefully finish with the Giants. We're going to need that 3rd land, though, is the thing. We'll take it slow. Right. Really need that 3rd land. Cultivate, not good. So Genesis Ultimatum, Ugano, Terror. There it is. Loving it. Sitting on these Giants is really good for late game reach. Getting our opponent down in health and activating our Pyreling. You know, they have to deal with Anax. There's no way they can't. Fortune Dragonfire coming down on us is my guess. Prediction, right? My prophecy. No, we don't want that though, so let's not use those words. Maybe they don't like where this match is going and we're going to get roped? Question mark? Well, let's see where this cookie crumbles. Oh, really? I'll crumble that cookie all day. This is beyond good game. Right, so we're doing a decent job in all aspects of this video as far as I'm concerned. So smash that like button. We showed you guys how to track your win rate, how to be confident with playing and avoiding that frustration and doubt within yourself. And then we showed you a banging deck to play the event with. And then we also demonstrated the deck to the best of our ability for you guys. And it's turning out relatively decent. So I want 100,000 views on this video, nothing less. That means you better share it to your friends. And, you know, if you're one of those friends who had this shared to you, share it to one of your friends. And everybody do that 1,000 times. And we might crack, you know, 2,000 views. All right, let's get on slow with our non-haste creature. Getting rid of the summoning sickness. You know it's going to be our boy the Pyreling. Just because if we draw a land, we've got Slaying Fire. The haste is really good to keep in hand for later in game as well. Ooh, they played the Valley. Nice and slow. Gruel. Gross. Grody, bro. Okay. So this chip damage clicks up the Pyreling. It's their turn, so that's good for them. Let's just keep trying to go wide since we can't find any land. I want to hit probably their next drop with the Slaying Fire. Oh, it's just an elemental. We might leave that. I want to hit like the Giant or the Mammoth. Are you serious? We need to start disrupting their draw or something. Can I play that land? Why doesn't that work, right? So, in my Twitch description today, Shadowlands for WoW comes out. It's the 23rd when I'm recording this, and I'm putting MTG Arena over Shadowlands. And now it's finally clicked. Someone in Twitch chat just exposed my curse that I placed on myself. I have Shadowlands. We're never gonna find one. Right? Oh no. I mean, I'm still confident. We're at 17, they're at 13. We pick a land, we smash in. And then we can keep attacking. Taking a little damage, whatever. 2's better than 4. And again, we're all in. We grab a Hellhound, which we can actually play, so I like that. And we kill the creature, and we get chip damage. How thou have been blessed. Interesting. Down to 8, we're at 15. Oh, Robert dies. Let's put it on the creature with first strike. Right, it also takes it out of shock range and stomp range. So everybody's out of stomp range. You know, they should block the Pyreling. Or the, well actually no, they should block the champion because it's going to die anyways. And all we need is a damage spell to activate these Pyrelings. And we're going in! Questing Beast is their best drop because it has Vigilance, so they can, you know, apply some pressure to us and have a defender. The rope's always a good sign. I don't even get upset when people rope. It actually, like, kind of gives me a second to, like, take a breath, calm down. There's no decision making that I'm, like, focused on. It's just, like, I can grab my bearings, you know, prepare myself for the next engagement. So we've seen them block the champion, which was the correct play. They are definitely not in a hurry. I wish we had one more land. We could do the Embereth. But they're going to block the champion. So. They don't. It's still a good game. Woo! We're on a little bit of a tear here. 5-1 and 83% win rate for you guys so far. That is a really good way to farm. And when you are using these fine-tuned decks that we have for you guys, meant for the standard events, other people are going to be surprised. They're not going to be used to it, right? So we're at 5 wins here. We've totally accomplished what we set out to do today. If we can get these last 2 wins, woof, right? Again, if you've been finding any value within the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. That helps boost its general exposure via the algorithm. Ooh, right? The more likes, the more recommended my video becomes to others. And maybe those people will like what they see, share it to their friends, and that's just how we grow an audience, right? So I would appreciate it if you helped out. Right? And then I can finally turn some of these bot accounts off. They're killing my computer. I've got 5 computers running, all liking my videos every day. 3,000 different accounts. I'm just kidding. Again, we're saving the reach for a little later. This isn't a good hand. It seems to be a lot of land, but at this point I don't care. We're just having fun. We got to where we want to go. So does that mean they have another casket for Anax? Because that's what they should have saved that for. Not that we have an Anax ready to go or anything, but if we did, that's where you'd want to send it. You will also want to send it onto this Phoenix because of the escape, a card that can be replayed. So now this brings up the question, did they have a 3rd casket to hit on Anax? Right? Right? What's going on with these guys? Bonecrusher in play. We pull a land, we cleave it, sure. So we still have a cleave target, thankfully. Right, due to our shock. So we're not using that on chip damage, we're going to take a 3/3. 4 lands not enough yet, we didn't draw lands, so we hit 5 down to 11. We're at 20. They got a full mitt, 3 lands. I'm scared. Are you serious? Well, we hit for 8. And that's pretty good. I like that. Down to 3, which means Uno Slaying Fire will get the job done. Shock, Bonecrusher Giant, kind of help out to get us there as well. No removal by our opponent will get us there. I doubt it though, they've been dropping it like it's hot. 2 Skyclaves, 2 Caskets, and another win! Woo! Up to an 85% win rate here, going 6-1. Tearing it up! Right? So if you guys are looking to grow your collection, I cannot stress how much I recommend this deck. Quick reminder, again, tomorrow or in our next video, you will find that we showcase a traditional farming deck where we'll incorporate the sideboard. We're playing best of 3. Right? Little different of a strategy. You get to play a different deck, all while still growing your collection. So make sure to like the video, leave a comment if you feel like it, and of course subscribe for more, and share the channel out to a friend, right? Whether it be this video, just my name by word of mouth. I'm not gonna let go of it. I'm gonna keep bugging you guys. I'm gonna grind you out until I break you. Right? So let's get after it. Let's toss this. 2 Cleaves isn't great, especially with 2 Embereths. We go first. I almost want to win this match so we don't have to play another. And for me, I like to play the events kind of 1 every 2 days. If I do commit to farming, which I rarely do. To play 7 high stress matches in a row is, I should say, good for you because you're, getting better at handling those, intense situations and That's better because that's what Magic is, you know, fortifying and strengthening yourself, or whatever you want to call it. To have smooth decision-making processes, remain level-headed, you know, all those great things. You know, cool, calm, and collected. So our opponent's looking to mulligan, and you know, we did. They're going to keep a hand of 7. We keep our 6. Did we toss the 3rd land? Probably. And yeah, hopefully we don't top deck an Anax. That would be heartbreaking. Rakdos playing slow. Or the Scry. I love the champion. It's got haste though, so we can play the Fury, the champion, and if we draw our 3rd land, Shock, for quite a bit of damage. Right, if we can get this Fury on our double strike, oh, oof, that'll be fun. No, they're going to remove it immediately. Oh my god. They're going to remove a champion because of the 2 champions. Unless they're on our stream, in which case they'll remove the Pyreling. Oh, this is an fucker. I know they have removal, which pisses me off. So we're going to have them remove the champion. Right? And there's the Heartless Act that we knew was there. And let's get at him with the Pyreling. You know, it's not great to lose it, but let's just do our best. The downside to this situation is we have nothing in hand. We're top decking. They got a full Mitt, so not good. If we could have had that extra, well, 5 damage that would have been, because the champions each go up by 2 from each other, plus that other champion was at 3, so we just missed out on 5 damage. You know, if they didn't have untapped mana and we didn't know the removal was there, I think we would have had lethal. We would have had 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 damage. Yeah, that would have been GG's, I'm pretty sure. So they're chilling on the rope. I mean, I wouldn't rope with a full hand, right? It would be the easiest decision-making process of my life. You have so many cards to utilize. Did they not have a land? Oh my gosh, and we pull a robber about it. If we top deck a 1-drop from them, if it was a shock, I'm gonna have an anxiety attack. They're unpleased, and that's always a good sign, right? When I say when we see the rope, it's good. It means they're having to think about things. We get to relax a little bit, right? The fact that they're going through, you know, that critical thought process that is taking that amount of process time is a good sign for us. Well, we just hit for another 2, down to 9. If they're gonna beat us, you know, I believe in it. This is such a good pickup. No matter which way it blocks. Right, because our first strike. So not getting the Pyreling damage up top, but keeping our champion alive. Okay, what do we see here? Another Channeler. They still have 2 mana. By golly. They have to remove something now if they have it. All attacks. Champion dies. Becomes a Satyr token. Pyreling stays alive. Pyreling becomes a satyr token. You dog. We get to keep first strike though. And I just want to push them down as hard as we can. Oh, they pull a Kroxa. That's not good though. They need to play defenders. Defenders or removal. Another channeler. And a Bonecrusher. Shit. So we could Embereth. Right? And we're gonna get 2 damage in. But what if we top deck a cleave? Let's wait 1 turn. That could be a mistake. Let's see how it plans out for us. Come on, cleave. Cleave on the top. Cleave on the top! These channelers scare the heck out of us because they can get into their library. They're gonna remove Anax. And the token. Shit. So it's a good thing we didn't lose Anax because we wouldn't have got any tokens. This is so shitty. We wanted Anax for the attack. Just kamikazing at this point. Let's pull some top deck removal. I believe if they pull any life gain, we're donezo. Nighthawk Scavenger kills us. We just need a couple sick top decks, baby. Oof. Well, that's not bad. We can Embereth it to 2. Right? There's no way Kroxa doesn't attack. We're trying our best. Down to 3. What can we top deck? Slaying Fire. Oh, it's an Embercleave. Good game. That was close. Real close match. Still sitting in 87% win rate. That's okay. It's gonna happen. And it's not like we got boxed out and just like stomped on. Down to 3 life and we missed our top deck. It happens, right? I don't know if you've seen my improving your win rate video. Check that out if you haven't. But we go through how, you know, planning your wins is really good. And in that situation, we were able to plan the Embereth up to 2 damage. And then that left them at 3, which we could have got the Slaying Fire for. And, you know, just kind of planning out those best of scenarios is really, really going to help. Going first, I believe this is our last match, win or lose. Let's try to get 7 wins. I want 7 wins. Make sure to like this video if you want 7 wins. Right. Oh gosh. It is the YouTube grind, you guys. It seems silly, but this economy runs on likes. I know the CGB posted a video the other day. He's told everybody to dislike this video because he was playing rogues. A network error? No. I will not lose this last match due to a connection error. Get out of here. We get our in-game summary from the assistant there. That's pretty cool. Firing the game back up. Let's jump in. Bleep, bloop, blop. You know, it is loading pretty quickly, so it should be fine. We should just be looking at our draw hand still. And hopefully we can get in. Here we go. I like that it at least told us right away, because it used to be that you didn't really get notified until your turn had already passed, and then by the time you got in again, you were basically conceding the match. So as I wanted to look at, I was going to go spy on Covert, go blue, see how that video actually performed. Because a little birdie told me that dislikes perform to the same value that likes did. So I'm going to see what's up with that. Let's go Pyreling first. It definitely has less views. Typically he's crushing 40 to 50 and this one only has 25. So the dislikes are maybe not great still, but a cycling deck? How lucky did we just get? I want to smash these things. We should have attacked before playing our Anax to fake them out, right? Because we could have done a shock and had double strike to kill the stinger. So this is our last game. We got lucky against a free-to-play deck. Let's not waste it. We could have a cleave next turn for all they know. Let's save the robber. Let's use Slaying Fire if they block. I may also just use the Embereth. Keep Slaying Fire in hand. Nah. Let's hit that first 4. Right, now we're just killing the stinger. Still hitting for an additional 3. Down to 13. They're cycling. 5 in grave. Fox in play. Triple cycle available. Makes it tough. Fox can kind of screw us here, actually. Shoot. Do not get beat by a Fox. We should have kept that Dragonfire. Shit, shit, shit. We definitely should have Embereth. I was thinking about it. We are, you know, sitting on 5 mana, potentially 6. I'm gonna pay life for this. Whoops. Oh, we already had a land enter. Shit! This is messing my whole day up. They might not block with the Fox this turn. Okay. We should have still went all in, I think. But getting rid of the Fox is a high priority. Shit! You can go back up to 4. And they're ready to flare us. God damn it. They're totally tapped. Do we have 6 land? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. Not great. Lots of mistakes in this last match. And I just keep making them. Right? Okay, we get our 3 damage in, down to 10. I want a robber. Oh, that rescuer pisses me off. The healer's stupid too. Shit. We need another smashing off the top. Let's get in there. The Pyreling will create Satyr token. $14, $15, $16. They're so close. We need to top deck a cleave. And that if they use it here, they gain a bunch of life, which is really bad. Let's just give them a heart. We know they've got it. Cry, cry, cry. Cry, cry, cry. So there is 15. This will be 16. 17, 18, 19 if we let the rescuer hit. So we have to kill the rescuer. Even though they can gain life through the healer. If we let the rescuer hit and then they flared us after a cycle, that would have been gonzo for us. So we get the 1/1s. That's okay. Oh, they still get us? My math is incorrect. Oh! And if you are a free-to-play individual, you don't have the rares for this deck, I recommend you play the cycling deck. You can see how strong it is. A little risky biscuits because you rely on the flare. And idiots like me do their math wrong all the time, so it should make it a little bit more of a friendlier experience. Again, 6 wins, 2 losses, I guess, or 3 losses now it would be, is not that bad. You know, a great win rate. We gain 800 gold, 3 cards. Let's see if we get an upgrade to a rare. Of course, you know, we just got 2 rares and an uncommon. So it cost 500 gold. We gained 300 gold, plus we would have got 2 rares and an uncommon. Each rares, in my opinion, is worth 800 gold. So you're looking at 2,400 gold plus an uncommon here. So you made about 1,800 gold throughout that time commitment. And if you can repeat that process, that's really, really good. So again, thanks for your time and attention, you guys. I really appreciate your support. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share the channel to a friend. And of course, we'll see you again in the next Magic the Gathering Arena video.